And here he is, Mr. Heath Scotland. How are you, mate?
I'm fantastic. Thanks,
Pleasure,
Alan.
mate. Thanks for
All
coming.
right, so this
Thanks for having
is...
me.
Nah, man, this is episode 29 of the Jumper Punch, eh?
Yes.
So what do? We get the best. Hey, 29, mate. Let's just get some stats here. 265 overall, but 215 for the main team. Carlton, yeah? And you kicked 81 goals and, yeah, you kicked 81 goals overall. I think you kicked about 68 for Carlton, yeah?
I'm not sure exactly.
Nah, you
That's all that
did.
matters.
That's all that matters. No. So you're originally from Bacchus Marsh, is it Darley?
Yes, or near there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played footy and went to school in Darley, but I was actually, I grew up in a town called Blackwood.
Yeah.
And my mum was there, my father was in Sunshine, so spent time between both places, but Blackwood's a small town, only about 120, 130 people.
Were you the
in
best
town, so
player?
I reckon I was the only kid. We had a pub and a milk bar, so a lot of trees and
I
wildlife.
love it, yeah. So you played there, you always played footy, or was there another sport?
I always loved footy. Family of football people, so my dad's side all played football. Stepfather and my brothers on my mum's side all played football, so
Yeah.
we grew up loving footy, very passionate about football, so it was always just football.
Yeah, 100. Before we go to Paul, who'd you used to follow?
I often laugh because I used to break for the Bulldogs, and the two teams I did not like as a kid were Collingwood and Carlton. I was a mad Bulldog supporter. Dougie Hawkins was my idol. And then Collingwood and Carlton I disliked, and funny enough, played
Yeah, mate,
so.
always
Yeah, it's the other way. Can't stand the doggies. So.
Well, that's it. And you idolised Dougie,
Yeah.
mate. Good footballer.
No, he's a superstar.
Superstar. Yeah, cool.
Now, I think the thing that I picked up, this before we get on to the most important
Well,
thing.
of course, there's a few
most
important
important
things.
thing, but left and right foot, is that something that you just taught yourself to do, or was it something that just come naturally? Because that was the first thing I always noticed when you played footy.
No, I don't think it came naturally. It was something I was pushed from coaches and family members to make sure that I was using both sides of my body as I was developing as a kid. And as I said, with idols like Doug Hawkins, who were elite on both sides of the body, I wanted to be like him, so I was idolising him, trying to mimic him and use my left side as often as I could. But it was just, it's like anything, skills, learned trade, and it was just making sure if I kicked the ball on the right 5 times, I'd kick it on the left 5 times. And I just sort of got fixated on that for a period of time as a junior, and tried to make sure I balanced it out, evened out with both left and right in terms of quantities of kicks. And in the end, I sort of started feeling more comfortable kicking on the left than the right. So it was just repetition and many times kicking the foot.
Now, I want to get a highlight up. There was that, I don't know if you would remember that game against Essendon in round 3, 2007, when we were down
So
by...
left head kicked 8, we come back by 40 points.
There was a passage of play, I'll never forget it as long as I live. I was on the southern stand wing, right behind it, and you were scorching up, as Tim Lane said to quote
Yes.
you were scorching up the southern stand wing, and you hit this left foot pass, lace out to Fev, and I just looked there going, how the hell do you, to be at full tilt on your opposite foot to hit him on the tip was just, and you can see it here, it's just unbelievable. It's just an incredible pass, so...
I might have flipped that one.
No, don't say that.
Please put it up there.
Yeah,
then I can go to my kids and say, look at YouTube. Look at that.
And they remember it. That's what it was.
And the last one is, this is my personal favourite, the photo of you and I. You probably don't remember it.
Oh, have a look at this.
This is fantastic. I've still got a full head of hair.
Yeah. Good, mate.
You can see it's starting to,
Mate.
the stress of following Carlton's starting to wear away on
Yeah,
me.
they got me a bit.
We go to the same bar, man.
Got me a lot earlier than everyone. Yeah.
Memories. That was at Stereosonic, by the way. Stereosonic. Avicii was playing the golf.
Avicii.
I'll never forget.
I like that.
Never forget as long as I live.
Is he still alive?
Obviously,
Yeah, I
Obviously,
like it.
I think we were allowed out that day.
You were.
Yeah, who knows? That was I know. It's been going on for years.
I know Fed wasn't there.
Hey, I got some things here. You were traded not traded. Sorry, you were selected by Collingwood. I think in '98.
Yes.
Yeah. How was that? How did that feel like Like, I always fascinated. You're a kid. You want to play AFL, of course.
Yep.
But do you believe you can play AFL? And then all of a sudden you get picked up.
I suppose later in sort of that year in '98, playing under 18s, I felt I was sort of good enough with my peers to be selected. But I remember going in, speaking to selectors, but also friends who were friends with the recruiters. I was sort of graded a 50-50 chance. There's a little bit of animosity whether I was going to get picked up or not. So it was a quiet day for me at home. Actually, we had family, just family over. I didn't have any friends over. It was on TV on Channel 7, I think, back then. So just nervously waiting as the names were getting read out, and then 44 was the number I got drafted. And when that was read out, it was just pure elation because just seeing family and everyone just thrilled, and I was wrapped. And then it was a party. Actually, all my mates come up, and we were in the apartment. We had a great time. But
Skin folds.
I'll never forget Tony Shaw rang me about 6 o'clock that night, and I was probably three beers in by then, and I'm thinking, how good's this? This is fantastic. And I was having a chat to Tony Shaw. He said, look, go and enjoy tonight. It's an amazing experience for you, once in a lifetime. So enjoy it. But you got trained at 6 o'clock at the 10 track tomorrow. And I was like, oh, and it just hit me then, started straight away. So I was awesome. Yeah, like going down to training for the first time and seeing the guys you watch on TV and idolise, it was it was fantastic. I love this part of the year every year when kids get drafted because it brings you back and you reminisce a little bit, but you can understand what they're going through, and that's pure relation from not only themselves but their family, their friends, and anyone that's connected feels a part of it. It's really just such a fantastic period and great to see kids achieve that.
Unbelievable to see those young kids there. So you did that, and then look, we'll talk about this. Back to back losing grand finals.
Yep.
It was big. I mean, the week leading up to it would have been fantastic, but then like the heartache of, I think it was, have I got it here, 03, 04 was it, or 02, 03?
Yes.
Yeah, 2 3.
Yeah, look, sort of weird, I suppose. I haven't watched the game still. All these years later, it's sort of an opportunity lost, and that period in grand final day every year, you see guys achieve that success that you aim for, and finished well and truly now, and you sort of miss that. It still stings a little bit, but it is what it is. Brisbane were a fantastic side, and really, when you look back at it now on paper, we did a fantastic job to get pretty close to 2002, and we got belted in 2003, obviously, but that side was arguably the best side going around. So that week was both years actually for me. I was a nervous week because I wasn't sure if I was going to be selected. I was really a fringe player back then, and I can't remember if it was 2 or 3, but one of the years I had a poor prelim and didn't get too much game time, and Bucks was coming back in, so I was looking like the likely out. So for me, I was bracing myself for a disappointment, but fortunately I was able to play. And look, it was a great experience, but one that you always rule as a lost opportunity, I suppose.
100%.
Carlton, favourite memories as a blue bagger, I'd say. You were in that 2011 final against Essendon.
Yep.
That was one of my favourite games.
That was a great win. Obviously, we had them comfortably, and the finals period sort of under Brett Rutten was great. We felt from a player's perspective, the club was really making that transformation. We'd battled for a few years, started to consistently play finals, hadn't really got the monkey off the back. We'd lost a few close ones, and then were able to get the wins. A couple of wins over a couple of years. Obviously Essendon was a great win, and we fell short against West Coast the following week. But
that was
Richmond in 2013, I think it was. So we play football to play finals and win finals. So that was really some of the ultimate team sort of memories, clearly. And it was a shame that we didn't go on with that because, as I said, it felt like as a club we were really building through that period of time, and then obviously things happened and the club sort of dropped a little bit. But nice to see us play finals again this year.
Did you feel that 2012 year was such a big year for the club in terms of what they had to do with regards to coaches? Did you feel, I know looking in hindsight now it may not have been the right decision, but at the time when the decision was made, what was your sort of initial reaction and what did you think going forward was sort of going to happen?
In terms of?
Just with Rats going and then Maltese, because you obviously had a relationship with Mick going going back to.
So,
you know, but yeah.
Well,
I had this guy here.
So everyone's son's going to pick this up.
relationship, but look,
Rats
I'm not here to.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not here to pop Nick.
No, of course.
Yeah, regardless of personal, debates or situations, but
Yeah.
I think first off, his record spoke for itself at Collingwood, so I can understand maybe the pressure from people to bring him across to the footy club, but it was clearly for me the wrong call. I thought, like any coach, Rats had areas to improve him.
Of course.
But he's a committed man. He's a Carlton man. He was driven, passionate. I thought he turned the professionalism of our footy club around massively through that period of time, and we were making grounds. And we had 2012 where there was injuries and issues that I think we just, as a club, we jumped a bit too early and thought, well, there's Mick, he's the answer, and the history proves he wasn't now, and it was a big mistake. So it was unfortunate. I was right to see Brett get another opportunity, but I really think that point in time really had a big impact on sort of just the footy club change in terms of the direction, the focus, the approach. People were coming, not just players, people were coming and going, but staff were, and I think that change wasn't for the best, and ultimately, it's been a couple of lean years, but I was disappointed to see Brett go, and he's still, I regard him still the best coach I had in my period of
But
playing.
in its that year there, like really, 11-11, the record was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad year, and you got to the finals prior.
Yep.
In 11, you won against Essendon. You were in 9 and 10, I think you were in finals, but you beat West Coast and Sydney. So, man, we're having a good period. Then all of a sudden, now I asked another particular player this same question, and he said he felt a little bit guilty about Radden getting the sack. As a player, when the coach gets the sack, you feel like maybe you could have done more, or I know it's not your fault, but you know what I mean. Like, because he's a mate too.
Of course you do. But I think there was pressure from above too for a lot of people. I think there mightn't have been, and I can't say this categorically, but from what I've heard there, I think there was a few players that might have been complimentary to Brett Ratton that might have helped push him away as well. So, I think in that situation, there's pressure coming from everywhere, and those people that might have felt a bit guilty might have said the wrong thing and
That's true.
realise that now. So, look, we can't change history. I can understand the pull to get Nick in.
Of course.
But as you said, Rats's form and our form was building. We lost, I think, in 3 years in a row, we lost 3 finals by a kick or maybe less than 2 goals.
100%.
So we weren't far off. The game against West Coast after we beat Essendon would have put us in a prelim against Geelong for some reason. We
was that the one where
controlling that all game? I think we were missing Gibbs and someone else.
Cruiser, and Thornton went down.
and didn't Walker free kick in the square?
So really, and that year, not that we sit there and claim we would have beaten them, but we had good form against Geelong coming in the following week. So things can happen, but so I think he was harshly dealt in that aspect. But what's happened, and you can't reflect too far back. Otherwise, you can't move forward, can you?
Nah, we move on. I was going to mention, you mentioned it quickly, but that 2013 game against Richmond, the final, probably one of the best finals I've seen in a long time. For the younger folks here who haven't seen anything, that's probably the best final you've ever seen. Yeah?
It's the highlight.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
How was it like to be in that? Like that
30 points down.
95,000 people. We obviously had the grand finals, but as a Carlton player, how did that feel?
I think when you have a crowd that's so passionate from both sides in 2 clubs in Richmond and Carlton, such a huge game, and then we were all silence really. Carlton, we were down most of the day, and then when we hit the front, that roar through the whole MCG was just unbelievable. And you feel that as a player. It still, when I think about it, gives you sort of shivers down the spine. Like,
remember the goal you kicked?
They're amazing. No, it was all that period of time of just coming and coming.
It was on his left as well.
No, Gibbsy wasn't happy with me.
This was a free kick, that's right.
Look, it was they were the moments you sort of really look back and really cherish, I suppose, and winning a final for Carlton against Richmond, we had good form against them again. I think that year, late in the year, we come back from about 30 points.
I think it
So we
has.
felt confident that day. That day, we came in at half time. We weren't playing great, but it wasn't like, oh, we're in trouble. Like, we were really confident where we were going, and we knew we were just going to piece it together. And as it panned out, we did. So, great day, and it was just, as I said, a shame there's not too many more.
No. Well, as I said, man, as fans, man, that was one of our greatest.
What about now? What are we up to now with footy, or your sort of footy's been put on the back burner, or?
No, look, I still love football, and I'll still stay involved. I'm coaching down at Sunshine in the Western region, so I've been there the last 2 years, and for me, it's a nice balance now in terms of lifestyle with business here and then family. Obviously, I've got 3 kids, and they're doing their own thing, and football from that aspect, and 2 days a week, and on the weekends. Great. So look, for a period of time, I did want to progress and coach at higher levels, but things change, and so does your dreams and focuses.
Who are the kids and family following you now?
Who are they? What? Sorry.
Who are they following in the footy?
Oh, they can't.
Okay.
Definitely can't.
Could cut the interview if they
Well,
want.
in saying that, they keep saying, "Come on, Dad, when we're going to win some finals."
Yeah,
But like every kid, but look, we got them. Look, they haven't jumped ship, so that's all.
No. Once you get it for like about 5 years, that's it. I think it's hard to turn them. Yeah.
That's right.
Now, listen, man, you had a great career. You had, man, especially as a Carlton player, we loved you. I'll give you when you finished off, you said you wanted to be remembered as a player who left it all out there and gave it his all every week. And that's definitely what you've done.
Can't even question that, mate.
100%.
Question that.
I appreciate it, fellas. And I think it's funny. You look back at your time. I look back at players now, and even as a supporter, and I think that's the bare minimum we expect from anyone who represents a football club, not just as players but supporters and staff.
Yep.
That win, lose or draw, no matter what your ability is, if you can leave everything out there, you're giving it your best.
That's what you can do.
walk off on your head high. So that's all that I wanted to be remembered for. So I appreciate you. Yeah.
Nah, I'm telling you, we loved you. Well, when you come over, I think there was another 4 or 5 players that come over that year.
16 new blokes.
Yeah.
Because we had
there was Digby Morale, there was T.
Mickey Martin.
Mickey Martin.
No, Mick was before me. Daniel Harford.
Harford come over.
Glenn
Couple of
Boyer.
coaches there.
Yep. Johnson.
Yeah, Brett Johnson was another one.
Yeah.
Johnson, left footer.
Yes.
Yeah. So there was a few, and you definitely like the pick of that. Like, man, by the time you finish there, like 200 plus games for Carlton. So
Plus a BNF too.
yeah, the BNF in 2012. Yeah, let's not forget that, man. That's it.
It went quick, I tell you. I
it goes
remember
quick.
walking in the club rooms that first day, and the history, the feeling I had walking in there was overawing. Like it was amazing. Just walking the club, and I thought, wow, walking through the corridors. I remember seeing the 200 club photos all down the corridors, and I thought, geez, would have been wonderful to be able to put my head up there, and I would never have dreamed that 11 years later I would have been.
You're on the line.
Something I'm really proud of.
Yeah, 100%, man. Well, we appreciate, man, you talking to the Blues fans, the Jumper Punch crew. One more thing, just give us your
Give it a
Scotland
That's it,
Enterprise.
mate. Enterprises.
So it's going to be at the bottom of the screen the whole time.
So post football. I've just been started a signage business. So we do everything from point of sale to shop signage to factory signage, illuminated signage. So pretty much any type of branding we're
going to
cater for. So that's been keeping me busy the last few years.
Good.
They're paying the bills, which is
Mate,
nice.
and if your business and your signage was anything like your playing days, man, it's top notch. It is top notch stuff, mate.
I appreciate that.
No drama, man. As I said, I appreciate you joining the Jumper Punch and the Blue Bros family. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, guys.
Pleasure,
Thank you
mate.
very much for
Thank you
having me. It's been a privilege, and I'll make sure I start watching some episodes.
That's it, man. Good.